Hi friends, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is looking into what it is that your person has realized, and I have 3 piles for you to choose from. As always, please keep in mind that I am only going to show you the truth of what I'm seeing. So if you are looking for a specific answer or a specific outcome, perhaps this isn't the time to watch this video. But please don't let anything that I say ruin your day by any means. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So I have 3 piles for you guys to choose from today. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy as well as with your person's, and I will see you in a minute. Hello, pile 1. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what is it that your person has realized. And how we're going to do it today is we're going to look into how your person is currently showing up as well as what their energy toward the connection is at the current moment. And we'll also look into how they're currently viewing you before we get into a more in-depth look at what it is that they've realized. And if this all resonates, then we'll know whether or not this is your pile. And to keep in mind that I will only ever be honest about what it is that I'm seeing. And if something isn't resonating for you, you know, just leave it behind. Maybe pick another pile, or maybe accept that there might not be a message in this reading for you today. But either way, don't let it ruin your day by any means. Yeah, so now let's go ahead and get started. So they're currently viewing themselves, pile 1, as the lion, and the key word for lion is rest. Their energy toward the connection currently is illumination. Number 38, diverging interests. The seed. Rainbow road. And ideation. And they are currently viewing you, pile 1, as the heron, and the keyword is focus. And they're also viewing you as lamb and moth. Okay, so currently your person is showing up as the lion. And along with diverging interests here, as well as with Rainbow Road, this is telling me that this connection is currently on pause, or there's like an estrangement of some kind. There's definitely something here indicating that the two of you have not been getting along lately, and perhaps you two have been going your separate paths. With the lion here, what this is telling me is that right now your person is currently taking an intentional inactive stance when it comes to this connection. They're not putting any energy into it. There's a need to recuperate. There's a need to take space and regather a sense of self, regather their thoughts. There's definitely an element here of needing to heal and relax before they make any sort of move of any kind. Their energy toward the connection currently, well, you know what, let's actually look at these 3 cards here indicating how they're viewing you. I get the feeling that they're viewing you as somebody who is much more goal-oriented, or has a specific outcome in mind that you are really hoping for. And I think also with the moth here, they feel as though you are taking a more optimistic approach to life, perhaps in general, but most definitely this connection. The lion here could be indicating that this person has, in the recent past or currently, is feeling overwhelmed in some sort of sense. And it seems like they're viewing you as somebody who doesn't necessarily feel that level of overwhelm or that level of anxiety that's kind of coming through here with this need to rest, with this need to take a step back. And with lamb here, this is telling me that I kind of get the feeling with lamb here, and then with illumination and even ideation, that there may have been something that you have shared with this person, not necessarily anything like a this is like gentle communication. Like, I don't know if perhaps you two have not really been talking and you wrote this person a letter of some kind with insight or thoughts that perhaps they hadn't really recognized. There's something here with this Lamb indicating communication that's very, very gentle, very peaceful, and there's an innate truth to it that I don't think they really recognized prior to you having shared it. Like, it doesn't feel like they're viewing you as somebody who's shared a truth that betrayed them or that completely threw off their sense of reality by any means. It's more so just a gentle knowing about this connection or about your feelings or about something that has gone on between the two of you that really has kind of left a seed, if you will, planted inside of this person's mind that they're kind of mulling over currently. So I would say that they definitely feel as though you have a better understanding of yourself, of what the future holds, or perhaps a better understanding of how to go about interactions that are possibly difficult. A better understanding than this person does. This person seems to be somebody who gets very overwhelmed and flees those types of interactions, or takes a break from them very quickly. So that's what I'm seeing for how they're seeing themselves as well as how they're seeing you. When it comes to their current energy toward the connection, we have diverging interests, which is telling me that at the moment they definitely have taken a step back, and they definitely feel as though there is an aspect of estrangement here. There's some roughness to this connection. There's some combativeness or defensiveness to this connection, and this person is choosing to step away from it rather than come toward it. With Rainbow Road here, this is telling me that right now their energy toward the connection is one in which they are really reminiscing and mourning the loss of something. They feel a loss in this connection, and they're allowing themselves time to grieve. And in doing this, in allowing themselves time to grieve, I get the feeling that they're seeing this as an opportunity to rebirth themselves, to find out who it is that they are, to work on themselves, to work on perhaps artistic endeavors that they've been putting off. I see that here with ideation. There's inspiration here in the loss. There's inspiration here in the depths and the murkiness of it all that they're currently sifting through. And with illumination here, I think that right now they're still in an energy of trying to understand what has gone on, trying to make sense and find meaning to what has gone on between the two of you. I get the feeling that they've hidden certain aspects of themselves when it comes to this connection that can no longer be hidden, and they're waking up to it. So that's what I'm seeing here currently for current energies. Let's go ahead and look into if this has resonated so far. Let's go ahead and look into what it is that they have realized when it comes to this connection. Okay, what has pile one's person realized? Okay, so we have the Hierophant, the Ten of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups. What has pile one's person realized about this connection? The Six of Wands. What if they realized, Spirit? Okay, and then we have the Knight of Wands. Let's go ahead and see why the Hierophant is here. Why is the Hierophant here? Okay, we have the Four of Swords. Why is the Ten of Cups here? We have the Eight of Cups. Why is the Knight of Cups here? We have strength. Why is the Six of Wands here? Okay. We have the Two of Swords and the Page of Cups. And why is the Knight of Wands here? We have Justice. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Seven of Wands. Okay. So let's go ahead and just put these up because we don't have any oracles that we're going to be using for this. So what is it that your person has realized? I get the feeling with the Ten of Cups and the Eight of Cups as though your person didn't necessarily realize the specialness or the gifts that this connection actually brought to their lives until they walked away from it, is the first thing that I'm sensing. It's like they realized by having stepped away from this connection the truth of the good things and the happiness and the authenticity that was found in this connection. There's definitely been a perspective shift within the distance. I get the feeling that with space and with time, they're no longer focusing on just the bad feelings like that they were feeling when all of this first happened between the two of you, when this separation or estrangement occurred. It feels like there's been enough time now to where those less pleasant feelings are kind of at bay. They're not as strong, they're not as prevalent anymore, and it's made space for them to start thinking about the good times, for them to start remembering the positives of what this connection had brought. And I think with the Hierophant and the Four of Swords, this is telling me that they definitely are okay with the decision that they made to take a step back. The Four of Swords is another energy of recuperation, of rest, of meditation, of inaction. And with the Hierophant here, this is telling me that they are at peace with the decision that they made to take a step back because it was the right thing to do. They feel as though it was the right thing to do. But the thing that I want to mention about this Four of Swords is that it's not a permanent energy, like it's not a long-term energy. The Four of Swords is more representative of a break rather than an ending. Just it's representative of a rest or of taking space rather than a sign of completion or a sign of intense and long-term solitude. And I get the feeling with this Seven of Wands here that they're realizing that action needs to be taken soon if they want to ever have this Ten of Cups with you again. And I see a lot here indicating that they're realizing that there are still feelings here for you. With the Knight of Cups and strength, I think there's an element here of sweetness that they're realizing that they have for you, but also there's this realization that compassion towards you is something that's really necessary right now. For whatever reason, perhaps in the past they weren't the most compassionate or the most patient with you, and they're recognizing that they didn't necessarily show up in the past in a way that was in alignment with how they actually feel about you and how they actually see you. I feel this need to be compassionate or to be gentle with you and with your heart again, with Justice here and with the Knight of Wands. There's a realization here that they have wronged you, that there's an imbalance here in this connection, and perhaps part of the reason why this person has pulled back is because there was a letdown of some kind on their end and they became overwhelmed with the idea of having to admit fault or having to right a wrong, and rather than face it head on, they retreated within themselves. But there's definitely something here with this Knight of Wands and Justice that's telling me that they have a strong, strong desire to come in and make things right. And it might be too late. There's this realization here with the Two of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Page of Cups, of them understanding that this indecisiveness may have cost them the opportunity to make things right with an outcome that they will be happy with. Like, they can still come forward and obviously try to apologize, try to admit fault, but that doesn't mean that you have to accept it, or that doesn't mean you are going to accept it and then take them back into your life. And I think that there's this element here of them being very concerned that they may have waited too long. Perhaps pride was involved here, and their pride was holding them back. But what they really want to do is come forward. This is a card of apologies. This is a card of kind of putting a hand out and hoping that you will grab it in return. So I think the biggest thing that I'm seeing here when it comes to what it is that they've realized is that I feel as though they're acknowledging that they can't change the past. They're also trying to show themselves compassion by reminding themselves that having taken space was probably the healthiest thing that they could have done. There could have been more damage created if they had continued to be engaging when they weren't in a place that was healthy enough to do so in a productive way. And now with distance, they are remembering things more fondly than perhaps they did in the past. And there's a lot of passion still here of them wanting to come forward and make things right and show you that they genuinely do see your value, and they are sorry for not having acted in a respectful way, perhaps, or in a way in which reflected your worth in the past. So that's what I'm seeing for what it is that they've realized. I think that, like, the Seven of Wands is also an indicator of them realizing that this connection is worth fighting for. This connection isn't something that is meant in their eyes, meant to be put on the back burner and then forgotten about. So that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead. So this card here is our card looking into what their next move towards you is going to be. And for that, we have number 21, cutting through. So what I'm seeing here, pile one, is that your person is, their next move is to take action towards you and cut through what is not essential and get to the essential part of this, connection. And one thing that needs to be done is to clear the air. This cutting through card talks about deception. So there could have been an element of having been deceitful in the past and needing to clear the air in that regard. But there's definitely an element of getting through, like cutting through the bullshit to get to the truth, to get to what is essential, what's important to them, to communicating again. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Let's go ahead and pull you guys an affirmation before we end this reading. What affirmation is there for pile one? What does pile one need to hear? Okay, we have attacking others is an attack on myself. I choose to release this now. All right, pile one. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this reading resonated with you, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. If it didn't resonate with you, don't let it ruin your day. There's lots of readings out there, and I'm sure you will find your answer. Thank you so much, pile one, and know that I'm wishing you the best. Bye. Hi, pile two. Today's pick a card reading is looking into what it is that the person you're inquiring about has realized about this connection. And how we're going to do it today is we're going to look into how they're currently showing up in this connection, what their current energy toward the connection is, as well as how they're currently seeing you in this connection. And from there, you'll be able to decide whether or not this is in fact your pile. If it doesn't resonate, there might be something for you in another pile, or there might not be a message for you. But don't let it ruin your day if a YouTube video doesn't have the answer you're looking for. There's lots out there, so please just take what resonates and leave the rest. But let's go ahead and get on into it, pile 2. So when it comes to how your person is currently showing up in this connection, we have the salamander, and the key word for the salamander is discreet. And they are currently viewing you, pile 2, as the coyote, and the key word is vocal. And they're also viewing you as dragonfly. And their energy toward this connection at the present moment is number 8, holding together. The bardo, disruption, and a light. Okay, so let's go ahead and first look into how they are currently showing up in this connection, which is the salamander. This is telling me that your person is somebody who, at least in this connection, has perhaps a difficult time being vulnerable, or a difficult time expressing themselves in some sort of way. The salamander is a creature that is very bright in color and can easily be spotted, but their behavior, the way their demeanor is much different than how they appear on the outside. Their demeanor is the kind in which they stay hidden. It's like the salamander realizes that if they were to act in the same way in which they look, they would attract unwanted attention, or even inauthentic attention. And so I kind of get this feeling that there's like a disconnect for this person between how they appear and how they actually feel about themselves on the inside. There's just something about the salamander that I don't necessarily feel as though this person is being secretive. It seems more so like they're modest and they're kind of closed off with what it is that they share with others. And the exact opposite. So the energy that they see you in is the complete opposite of the salamander. The coyote is somebody who is very, very good at communicating, is very talkative, very direct, very clear about their intentions, their desires, all of that. They see you as somebody who has really wonderful communication skills and doesn't necessarily hold back. Not in the sense of you're harsh with your words, but rather you are like open-hearted, and therefore it seems to them as though the way you communicate comes very easily to you, even if that's not necessarily the case. It just seems that way to them. And with the dragonfly here, the dragonfly is a really positive energy. It's an energy of somebody who is very optimistic, very joyful, lighthearted, but the dragonfly is also a master of illusion. So there's definitely something going on here, especially with the cards I'm seeing for when it comes to their current energy toward the connection, where I feel as though they are feeling somewhat off in this connection, or let's just get into it. So with the bardo here, this is telling me that at the moment they feel as though they're in limbo perhaps, but the bardo is a place where forgiveness can happen, where truths can be revealed, where understandings occur. And I kind of get the feeling with the coyote and the dragonfly here that perhaps in the recent past you have expressed something to them that has caused them to kind of retreat within themselves a little bit, just to kind of process. And I think that with disruption here, whatever has transpired between the two of you is something that they perhaps didn't see coming, or is something that they really don't necessarily know how to react accordingly. Like it feels like they're scrambling to figure this out. It could be with a light here. A light is all about finding your voice and using it, opening up to communication and to being vulnerable. And I think that that is something that's really necessary right now. This person has something that they want to say, or they recognize that it's unfair for you to kind of connect with them and them keep themselves closed off to you. And this is something that I see is a strong desire for them to work on it. They definitely feel a need to find their voice. And I think with the Bardo here, there's this element of recognizing certain aspects of themselves that they would like to work on that perhaps they haven't really wanted to look at because it makes them uncomfortable. But with holding together here, this is telling me that this isn't something that they feel as though is the end of this connection by any means. I know there's disruption here, so that can appear to be kind of like a scary energy when it comes to how someone is energetically viewing this connection. But I don't see that being something to feel threatened by. With holding together, this is telling me that energetically they are very much committed to progressing this connection forward. And to their own evolution. They're very much committed to you. And the holding together card is all about teamwork. So this person really, like whatever has gone on between the two of you, or whatever is currently going on between the two of you, is something that this person desires to work on and sees you genuinely as a teammate or as a partner in this connection. I kind of get a feeling of like shyness with the salamander, or like conservativeness with the salamander, but that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and look into what it is that this person has realized. Okay, what has pile two's person realized? What have they realized? What has pile two's person realized? Okay, so we have Temperance, the Ten of Cups. What has pile two's person realized about this connection? What has pile two's person realized? Okay. We also have the Six of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups. What have they realized about this connection? Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. Why is Temperance here? Okay, we have the Eight of Wands. Why is the Ten of Cups here? We have Death. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? Okay, we have the King of Swords. Why is the Nine of Cups here? We have the Six of Cups. And why is the Three of Pentacles here? We have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. So what has your person realized, pile two? They've realized that it is not doing them any services to withhold communication, to withhold allowing this connection to progress. Like it's not doing them any good to slow this connection down. They feel as though so with the Six of Pentacles and the King of Swords, what this is telling me is that they are realizing, or they have realized, I mean, that they have to put in the effort as well. Like they have to communicate and express their needs and express their desires and express their gratitude and give to you in the same way that you are giving to them. And I feel as though they're realizing that they have fallen short in this regard. And I see it again with the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. They realize that they need to be a partner. They can't just view this connection as something that is a destined partnership or a place in which the two of you can be a team. They actually have to hold their end of the bargain. And right now, they're not. With the Four of Pentacles here, they're really struggling to open up. And I see it too with this Nine of Cups. This Nine of Cups is all about what it is that, like, your greatest desires coming into fruition. But the thing that I notice about this card is that this person's arms are crossed over in a very protective measure. And I know that's pretty typical of the Nine of Cups, but it's really standing out to me in this particular spread, especially because we have the Four of Pentacles with somebody covering their chest and their heart space as well. But what it is that they desire is a connection with you. The Six of Cups is a card about soulmates. It's a card about people from your past coming back, a card about emotional offers and genuine love and joy and happiness. And they see this with you, but they are the ones that are withholding this from themselves. I get the feeling that they're recognizing that they are their own worst enemy, that their fears are worse than the potential outcome of what their fears are saying that could possibly happen, if that makes sense. Like, they're so afraid, they're not allowing themselves to live in the present moment and fully and completely. And I get the feeling with the Ten of Cups and Death, I feel as though what these four cards in particular are indicating is that your person is realizing that if they don't get a handle on their fears, if they don't start to find balance within themselves and allow progress to happen, they are going to miss out on the opportunity for their happy ending, for their Nine of Cups to come true and become this Ten of Cups, and they're going to lose it. Yeah, and they don't want this. This isn't what I'm seeing here is that this person doesn't. It's not like this person doesn't have feelings for you, and this is why they're acting kind of indifferent, if that's how you would describe it. It seems more so like this person is just like really uncomfortable with putting themselves out there, and they're recognizing that they need to become this Knight of Cups energy. They're realizing who it is that they need to show up for you as. And it doesn't have to be anything inauthentic by any means. It's just them showing up as themselves and allowing you to see them. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here with these tarot. Let's go ahead and look into what their next move is. So this card here is going to show us what their next action towards you is going to be. And we have number 60, limits and connections. So what this is telling me, what I see with this card is that they're definitely going to be working on putting themselves out there, but I see them kind of putting their toes in the water to like see if the water's fine rather than jump all in. I don't see like a moment in which they just completely dive in and face their fears completely. This is going to take some time, but they definitely want to work toward it and take small little leaps of faith until things don't seem so scary anymore. But that's what I'm seeing, pile 2. Let's go ahead and get you guys an affirmation before we finish this reading. What affirmation is there for pile 2 when it comes to this connection? What affirmation is there? We have my genuine desire to serve clears the path for me to step into my purpose. All right, pile 2. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this reading resonated with you, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, so that I'll have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 3. Today's pick a card reading is looking into what it is that the person you're inquiring about has realized about this connection. And how we're going to go ahead and do it is I have oracle cards here to show us what your person's energy toward the connection is currently, as well as these cards here indicating how your person is showing up at the moment, as well as how they are currently seeing you. And then we'll go ahead and get tarot to look into what it is that they've realized, and we'll also have an oracle card pulled to see what their next move toward you is. Keep in mind that energy is always changing, and things can change based on what you're focusing on. So if there's anything that you don't like in this reading, please remember that. And of course, if this doesn't resonate, that's okay, and there might be a message for you in another pile, or there might not be a message for you today. But please don't let it ruin your day. I hope you guys have wonderful days. So let's go ahead and get started first with how your person is currently showing up in this connection. And we have polar bear, and the key word for polar bear is vulnerable. And how they're currently seeing you is as the zebra and elk, and the key word is zeal. And their energy toward the connection currently is cosmic journey, rejection, the king, number 50, the cauldron, and peace. Okay, so when it comes to your person and how they are currently showing up, we have the polar bear, and the key word for the polar bear is vulnerable. And what this is telling me is that at the moment, your person is really putting themselves in a state in which they have the opportunity to be hurt, to be brokenhearted, to be rejected in some sort of way. It seems like this person is really laying or bearing their heart and soul to you right now, is definitely trying to be more open-hearted than I think perhaps they have ever in the past with anyone else. There's an element here of them consciously letting their guard down at the moment, and them being very well aware that they could be hurt in the process. And that's what I'm seeing with rejection and peace here when it comes to what their energy toward the connection is they have made peace with the knowledge that loving others, allowing others into your heart space may end in rejection, but it also may not. And they're at peace with the reality that they may be rejected. When it comes to how they're currently seeing you, we have elk and we have the zebra. This person thinks that you are very, very unique, very authentic, very fun to be around. They really enjoy your presence, your energy. I get the feeling that they see you as somebody who isn't flaky in the sense of when things get hard, you just give up. If something is a goal of yours, or if you have a desire within yourself for something, you hold yourself accountable in certain ways, in order to be able to look at yourself with perhaps like love and trust in yourself. And with the zebra here, this is telling me that there's definitely like a zaniness to you, a zestiness to you, something that like is just pure fun, pure love, very much free-spirited. They're very drawn to you. I would say with the elk and the zebra here, they're very drawn to you. They're drawn to you and the uniqueness that you bring to the table. When it comes to what their energy toward the connection is, this is all really beautiful. The king is telling me that right now they really have a desire to take the lead in this connection, to really start steering this direction in the way in which they desire. But they also feel as though, with cosmic journey here, as though they recognize that they don't have control. They want to guide this and nourish it, especially with the cauldron here. This is all about nourishing and adding more to the pot for it to just get tastier and tastier, if you will. But with the cosmic journey here, this is telling me that they really do feel as though the best thing they can do for this connection, or the thing that they want to do for this connection, is strip away their ego and allow their soul to lead. And they really want to, with the cauldron here, there's patience, there's no need to rush, there's enjoyment in the process. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead, and if that has resonated, let's go ahead and look into what it is that they have realized when it comes to your connection. Okay, what has pile 3's person realized? So we have the Sun, Justice. What have they realized? We have the Page of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the King of Wands. Okay, why is the Sun here? We have the Knight of Wands. Why is Justice here? Why is Justice here? Please clarify Justice. Why is Justice here? Okay, we have Judgment. Why is the Page of Cups here? We have the Four of Swords. Why is the Ten of Wands here? Why is the Ten of Wands here? Yes, we have the Six of Wands. And then why is the King of Wands here? We have the Seven of Pentacles. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Five of Cups. So I think that this is really, really interesting and really, really beautiful, in the sense that what your person has realized, they're taking action on already, based on what I've seen when it comes to what their energy toward the connection is. Their energy toward the connection is coming from what it is that they have realized. They feel a great deal of confidence. With the Sun here and the Knight of Wands, I would say that this person feels and has realized that they have done the work that they have needed to do in order to feel this level of confidence within themselves, to feel this sure about themselves, and to feel this like ever-present love and joy within themselves. And in having done the work to reach this point within themselves of just self-love and inner peace, they really have like such a strong desire to be in this connection and give their energy and their time to you. And I see it again with Justice and Judgment. This person seems to be somebody who has gone through many transformations already, perhaps many karmic cycles, has learned many lessons, and they feel up to the task when it comes to allowing themselves to be vulnerable and allowing themselves to be seen by you. The Page of Cups and the Four of Swords, this is interesting. What I'm getting from this is that there's a recognition here, a realization here, that has to do with them recognizing that at this current moment it might benefit them more to present themselves in a more serious way. Like they really want to express to you that they take this connection seriously, even if they are somebody who is perhaps a little bit childlike or fun-loving, typically they want to like put that to the side for a little bit, I feel like, in order to show up in a way that is more mature, can be taken more seriously. And it doesn't have to do with them being inauthentic. Like, I don't see them viewing this Page of Cups, this immature or fun-loving or lighthearted energy, as something that they don't like about themselves or as something that they want to squash for the sake of being accepted. With the Four of Swords here, this is a temporary kind of retreating energy of like setting something to the side and kind of reflecting on it rather than ending it. And that's kind of what I'm seeing with this Page of Cups and this Four of Swords. And with the Ten of Wands and the Six of Wands, this is just confirming that they are recognizing that this connection is worth stripping away their ego for. They're recognizing that they have to let the ego go for this connection. And here we have patience. Like I was saying earlier, this person is knows what it is that they want, but is also understanding that good things take time, and they have no intention of rushing things. They have no intention of trying to make things grow before their time. And with the Five of Cups here, this to me is telling me that they realize wholeheartedly that there is the possibility of being hurt. And I get the feeling that for this to be the bottom of the deck energy, that not only have they accepted this, but they also have realized that the joys are going to be outweighing any sadness that comes if there's ever an ending. It's really beautiful. And I think that this realization of recognizing that like being brave is like something that will bring joy has to do with their own security within themselves. When it comes to what their next move is, pile 3, this card is number 61, centering in truth. So this is telling me that they are really wanting things to unfold naturally, and they really want to see where things go. If they realize that you are somebody who doesn't necessarily have their best interests at heart, or who isn't very honest, or isn't somebody that's healthy for them, they are going to allow that truth to unfold, and they're going to accept it for what it is and move on. If they, with time, realize that you are somebody who is meant to be in their life, in whatever way that it unfolds, they are going to accept that and allow that to happen. There's definitely an element here of just allowing things to unfold naturally in the way in which they are meant to, rather than forcing something that's not quite ready, or forcing something that's not meant to be. But yeah, this is beautiful, pile 3. Let's go ahead and get you an affirmation before we end this reading. What does pile 3 need to hear? Okay, we have, my happiness is a direct reflection of how quickly I can shift my perceptions from fear to love. All right, pile 3, well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to read for you, and I hope that you subscribe so that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye!